Good evening, everyone, and welcome to IQI Canada Evening Talk. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's celebrating the Thanksgiving, especially here in Canada. My name is Yousaf Iqbal, country head for Juwai IQI Canada. One thing in IQI we believe is that it doesn't matter if it's holiday or not. We always make sure that we bring in, special guests to you. And as you know, in our International Mondays, we always bring in some special guests. And today I have a very special guest all the way from Philippines, IQI Philippines, the managing director, Drew. Hey, Drew, welcome to IQI Canada Evening Talk. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Hi, Yusuf. Good evening to everyone and happy Thanksgiving, Canada. Good morning to my fellow Filipinos here. And we're very much blessed right now because there's an easement with the restriction with the COVID-19 now. So people now
Awesome.
can move around and we kind of feel like Christmas already.
Nice, nice, nice. So it's so good. I mean, you know what? I'd say that in 2020 January, I would say I would say technically
Yes.
my last international travel before COVID came in was really, really amazing because I had an opportunity to be in Malaysia, Thailand, and an opportunity to go to Vietnam, and of course the Philippines as well. And of course people who listen to us, I must tell you that Drew is a great host. So thank you very much for that, Drew, for really taking us around, showing us the Philippines. And no, it was just not the real estate side of it, but the overall, giving us the overall picture about the Philippines as well on that. And I can tell you, my experience when I was there and I did my live video over there, when I was at the Bonifacio Global City, I could not tell you whether I was in Toronto, I was in New York, I was in, one of the other countries because it was such a beautiful city, so modernized with so much going on. So that's been great. So we're going to keep saying hi to a few people as well. So hi, good morning, from Malaysia. And that so Drew, let's talk a little bit about as you said, the COVID situation is getting better now. So are the restrictions gone away? People are able to travel as well at the same time,
Right.
or locally? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, right now, we still are on a restriction. No? So we call it ECQ. M GCQ. But there's some subcategory already, and people can move around, especially for those who are vaccinated already. People can now enjoy their food. I mean, their dining out, and of course, walking around, jogging. And now people can go to the offices. So we've been in a lockdown for almost 2 months, and of
Yeah.
course, that's not the happiest moment in our lives, but
True.
we're able to stick with the plan and be able to get out of the restriction.
That is so amazing. I cannot wait, to have this restriction finish over and come back and see you guys
Yes.
again very, very soon on that. So we're going to say hi to Kashif. Hey, Kashif, thank you so
Hi,
much for joining
Kashif.
us all the way from Malaysia. Our group CEO, always, always there for all our shows and always ready in guiding us as well at the same time. So Drew, I know last time we were there, we went through some of the developments, which was through the one of the developers, Ayala and SMDC, and I'm sure by now, a lot of things have happened since then, and the market must have been very different now. How's the market overall going on in terms of the Philippines, in terms of the general growth of the Philippines right now?
Okay. Yeah, so right now, basically, we're still growing. Amidst the pandemic, amidst of course, the negative effect on the current market, the GDP of the Philippines is still growing. So we're expecting around a 5.5 GDP for this year, for 2021, and 6.5 by 2022. And again, in general, the pandemic has some negative effects, but also great positive effects. One thing is that it changed the way we live our lives. So before, people are so into condominiums, but right now we have noticed that a lot of Filipinos also and local residents are actually looking for houses now. And if before, because of the restriction, because of the lockdown, people now are considering or appreciating the amenities available in the condominiums. Before, we don't get to use our pool or the gym, right? Because we're so
Yeah,
busy, right? But
yeah.
right now, that's the main focus. That's the main consideration that they have. And then third is that the ample facilities for fitness. Before, we tried to just neglect the gym or the jogging path. Right now, it's being used up by a lot of Filipinos, by a lot of our residents. Even I do it as much as I can now because I know that I need to be fit, I need to be healthy.
Right.
Another is that the change of the way we think.
Hmm.
Before, a lot of people would like to be in the center or in metropolis or in the CBDs. But right now, they have realized that there are some other areas outside the Metro Manila that are also a good hotspot for investment, which,
Amazing.
according to Lamudi, one of the biggest on a local platform, your online platform, around there's around 250% increase in online searches for a lot of other hotspots for investment, which I will be discussing later on with sharing with you and with a lot of viewers right now. And another thing is that with this pandemic, a lot of developers are now more open for much more flexible payment terms, making it
Mm,
very affordable and uh, I mean doable for a lot of investors now to actually buy in a property. And another trend that this pandemic has taught us is that since they have realized that they could lose their job anytime, they have to force ourselves to save up and grow that
right.
money. And one of the stable form of investment of growing their money is is real estate. So with the very flexible payment terms, low down payment or zero down payment, low monthly amortization, now I think we are opening up a bigger market for investment. Before only the probably the upper 40%, upper 20% can invest, but now the middle class people can now invest in properties as well. So that's an opportunity.
Amazing, amazing. So, as you rightly said, like the COVID has actually, changed our way of working as well because, previously people didn't had this, they have to be into the downtown core areas or the CBD
Yeah.
areas. Now, with the flexibility of working online, it has definitely opened up a lot of opportunities for people to move out of the market as well on that. Now, to basically what you're saying is that, yes, pandemic, has been there, but then overall, in terms of the real estate growth, there's been a lot of growth, which you have seen in the market as well right now, right? Yeah.
Right.
And
Yes.
what about the rental market? Because I know the rental market is always very hot in Philippines. I remember last time when I was there, you were telling me, that the rentals are like, people are like, bidding for rentals, on multiple bids come onto the rental property as well. Is it still the same?
Right now, of course, there's a dip with the rental rate that we have in in CBDs and in other locations, of course, because there are less expats now coming into the Philippines. There's less demand, but amidst the fact that we have a lower rental rate at this point, we still have a 5.5 to 6% rental yield. It's quite far from the 7.5 to 8% rental yield during 2019 or 2018, but that's still a high amount of rental yield compared to any other countries.
Amazing. So we're going to say hi to a few people. So we're going to say hi to Anatoly. Thank you so much, Anatoly, for joining us.
Hi,
Hey,
Tolly.
Ardavan, thank you for joining us. And of course, hi, Krishnamurti, all the way from Malaysia. Thank you, Krishnamurti, for joining us as well on that. So people who are listening to us, we are talking to Drew, who is our managing director for IQI Philippines. A young, energetic team and young, energetic person. I can tell you that on that. If you are looking for any sort of opportunities in Philippines, the contact information is there on our screens for Drew directly as well. You can always contact him, and if you have any questions as well on that. Interestingly, I was just looking at some of these stats, Drew, and the Filipinos in Canada. It's close to about a million Filipinos in Canada. Which is really amazing to see that there's so many Filipinos, and of course with the immigration opening up very soon, we're looking at 1.2 million people coming up in the next 3 to 4 years. I'm sure there will be a lot more people who will be coming up from Philippines as well. Want to ask you about Filipinos here in Canada. How can they invest in Philippines while being here?
Okay. Well, you know what, Yusuf? It's very interesting because we also had a meeting with one of the developers, SMDC. You know
Hmm.
SMDC, right?
Yes, yes.
And also Alveo, definitely. They have given us some data that majority of their buyers right now during the pandemic are coming from Canada. They are the
Oh wow,
Filipinos based in Canada. They're actually the
amazing.
ones who have thought that even if I'm an immigrant in Canada right now, it's wise for me to have an investment in the Philippines because Filipinos are very what they call this warm people, and they have a very close family ties with our family members, and we always want to go back. You know, I have also some relatives in the Philippines, and as much as possible, if it's not expensive to fly in and out, they would go back probably every other week. I'm just
Nice.
kidding. But that's how we are, and of course, they would love to have something at home because home is always a good place to stay and be back. You know, and remember your childhood, etc. So that's the trend right now, and I would say around 14% also of Canadian Filipinos are looking online for a lot of properties in the
Okay.
Philippines. So now, if they're looking for investment here, definitely they can contact us or they can contact you through Yusof. And we'll be happy to have Zoom meetings with you. We did another Zoom meeting with a couple of OFWs or overseas Filipino workers before. And I mean, surprisingly, most of them, because they've been in Canada for quite a long time and they haven't been to the other areas in Metro Manila, they're not aware about Bonifacio Global City. They're not aware about the Ortigas Center now that is booming. They're not aware with the other hotspots that are good area for investment. And that's why we are here because we would like you to be aware and take advantage of those opportunities.
Awesome. So even for the like this is very interesting. There you're talking about this SMDC that there's a lot of people, basically a majority of the people are from Canada who is looking
Yeah.
to buy properties in Philippines. What is the best way to reach is because we have our own team sitting there. That's what I always say. The beauty of IQI Global Real Estate and Juwai IQI is that we are one click away. We have an international team sitting in all the countries and we talk to each other. And that's why you can see Drew is
Yes.
here, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. We are there talking to each other, and that's the beauty of us. That anybody who needs any sort of information, they can contact us, and they can do that. So, Drew, coming to the when you said that 40% people are looking online as well for the properties now. Again, for the people to know that our team is very strong. If you are looking for any of the online properties or if you're looking for something now because again I would say that pandemic has taught us a lot of things as well, doing Zoom meetings online before you could
Yes.
not do it on that, and then I guess through the online you could still do the contracts and everything as well, right, Joe?
Yes. Yeah, so right
Okay.
now everything is online. The last time we had the sale, so I think it was effortlessly signed online, and then eventually
Amazing.
you could just ask for the original signed documents. But right now, everyone has already adjusted and adapted to the new norm. So it's fast, it's easier. Honestly, I think COVID-19 has provided so much advantages to us in real estate. It's being reflected by our sales and productivity. Our agents are doing well. I mean, Canada is doing well, right? And so I think there are a lot of advantages. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
how we focus on those advantages and grow it better and make use of it. Yeah.
So that brings me to my another thing now for the Filipinos who are again two questions actually. Yeah, one is basically for the Filipinos living in Canada in terms of their financing, and the second thing would be the foreign buyers who are not Filipinos. How does that work in terms of the financing part of it? First of all, for the Filipinos, the Canadian Filipinos.
Right. Yeah. Okay. For the Canadian Filipinos, this is something that I have discussed last Friday during the International Pop Talk. No? So there is an option for us for the retirement visa, especially for those Filipinos who have dual citizenship or who would like to go back to the Philippines to retire. So by having that visa, that will entitle you to stay in the Philippines, have multiple exit and in entrance, at the same time be able to have to avail the bank financing. So after having the SRV for 2 years, for example, if you have bought the property this year, 2022, and then by 2021, and then by 2023, definitely before the turnover of your property, you will be able to avail a bank loan because you will be asked to open up a local bank as you avail your retirement visa. So for the foreign
Okay.
nationals, unfortunately, you cannot avail any bank loan unless you do the retirement visa also. But there are also some other in-house financing that a lot of developers are offering. So of course, the rate would be a little bit higher compared to banks, but it could still be an option.
Okay, great. So basically, again, for the when you said this retirement visa, are we able to, like, hook up with some of the people to provide those services to the potential clients as well?
That's correct. Yeah. So we're offering it, and also the developers are offering it. So we can definitely assist you on working under your working visa. Again, there's a lot of benefits that could also give you some health benefits. Like you'll be entitled to have field health that will give you more or less around 20% to 30% discount on your healthcare needs.
Amazing, amazing. And also, you said there's also sometimes, there is options available from the developer side as well. Of course, the interest rate would be a bit different, but then there are options available through the developers as well, that who they will be able to do the financing as well on that.
Right.
This is so exciting, because now, the reason I get more excited when talking to Team Philippines is that, because uh, Filipinos here, the number of Filipinos over here in Canada, again, as you rightly said, the mindset is that, they're always supporting their families, and at the same time, they are looking for investment opportunities at the same time over here. I mean, here in Mississauga, we got this place called a seafood city, and Jollibee. So it's like, it's always full of
Jollibee.
people Jollibee as well. That. So that shows that how active the community is over here on that. And of course, if anybody is looking for any sort of opportunities, you should please contact our team. Of course, you can contact IQI Canada, but at the same time, you can contact Drew as well. We work together as a team. We'll be more than happy to accommodate you over here, arrange the meetings for you with our team. And you know what? As Drew said, everything can be done online, electronically now. Things have been much more different. But at the same time, people who are not aware of the other areas as well, the good thing is that because we work with a lot of developers, there we are able to provide you, information on through different projects. And of course, as I always say, Drew, to people is that we are your advisors. So we are not here
Yes.
just to sell you. You contact
Yes.
us, we identify your needs, and then we tell you that whether you should invest into this project or second project or third project, right, Drew?
Yes, that's actually what we tell our clients also in the Philippines, that do not be afraid to set a Zoom meeting with us, because we're not going to force you to buy a property right away. We are property advisors, definitely, and
Yeah,
we function that way because, especially right now, I mean, people will not buy if they don't trust you. That's
that's
why
true.
what we do is that we try to make sure that we are attending to your needs, and we're not providing you something that you wouldn't need. So of course, like what Yusuf has said earlier, we'll sit down with you like a friend, talk about your needs, your aspirations, and then after that, we're going to give you 4 or 5 options that will fit your requirements. And then from there, you can now choose which one fits your budget, or which one is the one that fits your desire, right? So it's not something that we'll be forcing to you, because we believe that, this is a long-term partnership. We always say that in real estate, we need partners, a partner broker, a partner developer, and those are the vital people that you will be needing as you start your investment journey in real estate. Yeah.
Amazing. Also, for the realtors who are listening to us here in Canada, local realtors, especially, the realtors from Philippines, or any other realtors, who are looking for these opportunities to work with a global company. See, the beauty of us is that we're not a franchise. We talk to each other. Once you're a part of one country, whether it is IQI, Canada, or IQI Philippines, you're able to cross sell the properties. And of course, when you have a team like Drew, who has so much knowledge and so many projects available, as a local realtor, you can really help the community to sell those properties. So again, if you're looking for those opportunities, contact us. Our number is there. And if you want to even get in touch with Drew directly, please feel free to contact him. He can give you the full overall view as well at the same time. So we're taking a couple of questions as well. There's one question which came to us, Drew, from Anatoly. He says the most investors in Philippines, are they domestic people or foreigners? I mean, it's like in general, or for the IKEA Philippines. So is it a mix of investors we're looking at?
Yeah, right now it's actually a mix. I would say 70% are still Filipinos, because even
Okay.
if we have some inquiries from Canada, they are basically Filipinos living in Canada.
That's true. That's true.
Right? So a lot, but 70% are Filipinos, but we have 30% of Chinese. We have also Koreans. We have Japanese. We also have
Nice.
Australians, and we also have American citizens buying in the Philippines.
And I remember very well when we were there. I think there's a special. There was a city out there where we saw a lot of Chinese investors, foreign investors investing into that particular area as well. It was near the beach or the riverside of it on that, right? So, which is great. Okay, so I think answer is one more question. What is the restriction for foreigners to buy property in Philippines? Are there any restrictions?
Yeah, of course, and actually, foreigners can't buy those beach properties just like in Phuket, but definitely you can buy condominiums. So foreigners are allowed to buy 40% of the total inventory of the condominium project. Yeah, so that's the
Okay,
only
great.
restriction.
That's the only restriction on that. Otherwise, they can buy it on that. So we're going to say hi to Sean. Good morning, Sean. Thank you so much for joining us. So, I would like to know, this is so exciting. We've been talking about different spots, and I know that, let's talk a little bit about some of the hot spots, which you think right now is going on for Philippines. And of course, after that, I just want to also talk to you about briefly, a couple of projects as well, which is going on. So what are the hot spots right now in terms of people who are looking to invest in Philippines?
Right. So right now, after the surge of COVID-19 pandemic, no, so number one, a lot of people now are considering outside Metro Manila. So before, a lot of people are much more focused on investing in Bonifacio Global City, Makati, or Bay Area. Right now, the side skirts, the other cities in Metro Manila like Pasig City, Mandaluyong City are the hotspot now for investment because they have lower price point compared to the CBDs. At the same
Okay.
time, it's less crowded, and right now a lot of developers are creating new communities outside the major cities. The idea is for us to be able to decongest the business districts and be able to expand further. So those are for the condominium projects. So that is ideal for those foreign nationals who would like to buy and invest and have it rented out. Because of course, with the Philippines high rental yield, definitely by 2023, 2024, during the turnover of those properties, there will be a huge demand again for rental. And those are properties that are of good quality, developed by international developers. One is PIK, it's a Russian group building and developing projects in Europe before for the past 25 years. And another one is Hong Kong Land. Hong Kong Land has been in the business for 100 years, I believe, since they
Wow.
started Hong Kong. So they're now here in the Philippines and they're trying to change the real estate landscape, creating much more quality projects, but very affordable and, of course, high value for money. Just to give an idea, Yusuf, for this project that we have right now under PIK, the starting point is at 416 USD monthly amortization. And
For,
they're
so,
offered
how much is it,
416
sorry?
US dollars,
Oh, 460 US
416
dollar.
US
Okay, nice.
dollars.
Okay.
That's for the monthly amortization, and the entry point is 7 million pesos or 146,000 US dollars. And
Okay.
that is for a 37 square meters unit already, a proper a studio in Mandaluyong City. If you're going to get that size in Makati or CBD, that could be 11 million or more or less around 700 US dollars. So there's a
Oh,
big
wow.
difference with the price point. And of course, as you, for example, if you're middle class and you would like to start investing, then of course you would rather go for the low entry point at the same time low monthly amortization. And not just that, but this developer is also offering you buy now, I'll pay the first 12 months, and then you pay on the 13th month.
Oh,
It's on
wow.
us. The first 12 months is on us. Yeah, so I mean,
Nice.
they are the game changers in real estate here in Metro Manila. That's why we're very much excited because we know for a fact that once these international developers come in and they try to offer something different, then the quality of the deliverables of the other developers will also improve because the competition will make them deliver something better. So it's very exciting for us actually here in the Philippines. And again, we would love to have our investors have the best quality of investment that they could have.
No, amazing. I mean, again, what you rightly said is that lot of time people think like, when they are planning to invest outside the city, I have seen it that the way, the property prices have grown up here in Canada, and even by talking to some of our other global partners as well, to our head office in Malaysia as well, that how, properties from if they're from outside, how they've taken appreciation on it. I think the price difference you're giving right now is really amazing, from a 460,000 to 700,000 US dollars. That means there's a
Yeah.
big, huge potential for these prices to go up as well on that. This is interesting what you said. You said the first 12 months is on the developer. So
Developer.
what does it mean? So what does it mean like when you have the mortgage done, and that's the first mortgage they paid for 12 months? I'm just trying to like,
Yeah. So
yeah,
before for the project selling or pre-selling properties here, you need to pay 5% down payment, and then
right.
the 20% spread out 60 months or
Yeah.
48 months, depending on how long will the project be turned over. But right now, it's gonna be zero down payment for 12 months, and
Oh
then
wow, zero down payment.
the
Okay.
twenty
All right.
percent will be spread out for 48 months, and
Oh
then the rest
wow.
is for bank financing. Yeah.
So which is amazing. So basically, you can actually book a property right now with zero down payment.
Yeah, you just have to pay the reservation. Yeah.
Yeah, reservation fees, but that's really amazing for zero down payment to
Right.
get into a property. Especially for the people who have been thinking about how to get into this property, they can do that on that. Now, in terms of the the again the deposit structure, you said they go anywhere from 20 to 48 months to 60 months. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, depending on the turnover of the project. For one Shera, the project of PIK, so you have 48 months, and then for the project of Hong Kong land, that is for I think now it should be around 52 months.
52 months. And where are these getting developed? Which cities are these coming in? The PIK
And
development and the
for PIK, for one Shera, it is in Mandaluyong. So that is between Makati City and Bonifacio Global City. And right now, with all the infrastructures that have been built by the current government, so everything is now is well connected. There are a lot of bridges connecting one city to another. Before it takes so much, there's so much traffic going in and out of Makati. I know you remember that, but then
of course.
right now there's a huge difference. There's a lot of bridges now connecting those cities, and of course with the COVID-19, traffic is less. So thanks to COVID, so I think there's a lot of changes right now, and people are much more connected. People are much more productive because they get to travel less from one city to another. And the cities are just right next to the CBDs. So if you would like to have the ambience of Global City, Bonifacio Global City, it's just like 15 minutes away from Pasig
Nice.
City and Mandaluyong. So you don't really have to buy the property in Bonifacio Global City, but you could probably buy something in Pasig and Mandaluyong and still have a experience at Bonifacio Global City and Makati.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I have a question here from Kashif Ansari, that any update on Megaworld to build the $1.9 billion business district north of Manila?
Yeah, actually, Kashif, I haven't read that yet. I haven't dig into the details yet, but I believe Megaworld is already developing a mixed use. So there's going to be mall, there's going to be a lot of office buildings as well, and I believe there will be a lot of resorts also that will be there. But specific projects, they haven't launched the projects yet. But once it's available, definitely it's going to be a good property investment. So we will come up with another presentation for our international team and for our investors once that project has been launched already.
Amazing. That's great, Drews. You know what? Just trying going back my memory lane. I mean, the projects that we're looking at, and then in 2020, we were actually talking to a couple of our developers who were planning to come to Canada to do a roadshow, and
Right.
hopefully that will happen soon. But until then, we have the online booking system available through our team on that. So let's talk a little bit about what if like any of the people who want to join IQI Philippines, also IQI Canada, they can contact us, they can contact you directly on that, and we will be able to help them, in terms of for the people looking for the career perspective as well on that. Uh, Drew, also going back on the reason I say that, the Dubai, especially the cityscape Dubai. It brings
Yes.
a lot of memories. And then
I
this
miss it.
month of this month of September and October, just throws you back onto the memories that what an amazing time we had in Dubai as well. Going through meeting each other as well on that. Anything else you want to add on, Drew, before we say bye to our audience?
Um, uh, Two things probably. I would like to invite our Filipinos in Canada to connect with us. We can talk about either investing, or maybe you would like to be to sell also properties in the Philippines or in Canada. Definitely, you can connect with Yusuf and me. At the same time, there are a lot of investment opportunities right now in the market. I think the real estate market has never been this accessible. I think that's the right word that I could say, accessible, because it opens up to a broader market. Before, only those who are in the affluent market, a market, can afford the real estate investment. Now the mid market can do so. So let's have a conversation and let's start your real estate journey in investing.
Awesome, amazing. As you rightly said, this is the right time to get into the Philippines market. And of course, if you are a realtor looking to, see that how you can help market these properties to your clients, do contact us. You can contact, if you're in Canada, contact me directly or on your phone numbers on that. And again, the good thing is that the team is there to help you, to train you. We are your property advisors, as Drew rightly said on that. Maybe if one project is not for you, we will customize it as per your needs and see what are the other projects that will suit your needs on that. So with this note, thank you so much, Drew. Really appreciate it, and love the energy, love what you're
Thank
doing.
you,
I've been
Yusuf.
following up your shows and looking at so many things you're doing on that. Keep doing it, and and would love to have you back again very soon on our show and to discuss a full project in detail, especially for the Philippines as well.
Yes.
Thank you so much. With this note, take care of yourself.
Thank you, Yusuf. And again, happy Thanksgiving. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Bye bye.